Hello and welcome to Thrive in 5. According to Jewish tradition, burying the dead is the greatest act of kindness one can do for another, which is why it's referred to as Chesed Shel Emes, true kindness, because we're helping somebody who can no longer do anything for themselves. They can't even say thank you. Which is why it might seem a little strange that in this week's Torah portion we're taught that the high priest, the Kohen Gadol, was strictly forbidden from coming in contact with the dead, even if those dead are his own closest relatives. Which begs the question, if the high priest was meant to be the spiritual and moral leader and example for the Jewish people, then why doesn't he lead the way as an example when it comes to such an important act? So you see, according to our tradition, the world we live in is not as it appears to be. It's an olam nehafach. It's an upside-down world. We don't see things as they truly are. But there was one exception to that rule, and that was the Beis Hamikdash, the holy temple that stood in Jerusalem for hundreds of years. That wasn't just a building from our perspective. It was literally a portal into a world of truth. In fact, our mystical tradition teaches that every detail of that building was meant to teach us a vitally important lesson about the true nature of the universe that we live in. The individual most closely associated with that building was, of course, the Kohen Gadol, the one person allowed into its inner sanctum one day a year, Yom Kippur. And he was meant to be more than just a teacher. He was meant to be a living model, an example of man in his ideal state. And I don't just mean man as he should be or could be, but man as he truly is, his true nature as it exists today. So that when the Torah forbids the high priest from contact with the dead, I believe it's really teaching us something vitally important about life. And that is, from the perspective of a world of truth, death has no place, and that the pain and suffering that the mourner feels upon the loss of their loved one is really based upon an illusion, because in truth their loved one isn't gone, because the soul is indestructible. It's simply moved on, which means that death is actually progress. It's progress in the evolution of the life of the soul. And this really points to a profound understanding of life as a whole, which is that when it comes to pain and suffering and death and even evil itself, in an ultimate sense, these things are illusory. They're non-viable. That in truth, at the core of existence lies a vital source of life and health and wisdom and goodness. And that everything that happens is really part of a greater plan, which is for the good of all of mankind. In fact, I believe the statement we are being taught is that if we could truly experience a world of truth for even one moment, we would be overwhelmed with feelings of joy and gratitude and positivity. Now, I could see how this message could be hard to hear for somebody who is struggling. And I could see how it could be hard to accept that learning something about this could actually be in and of itself helpful to us. But my experience as a coach over the last 10 years, utilizing an approach called the 3 principles of innate health, has shown me that really this is the greatest way to impact another human being, to teach them something about the health and resilience and wisdom that already resides within them, and to show them how they can get out of the way and bring it more to the forefront in their own lives. I've seen the impact that it's had upon my clients, and I've experienced it personally myself. Which is why I want to take a moment to urge you to join us on June 19th for Dr. Dicken Bettinger, who's going to be joining us for a talk on these 3 principles. And he's really a pioneer in the field of innate health and a wonderful speaker. And he's going to be sharing with us how these principles can impact us positively in our own lives. And I want to emphasize, this is a growing field in the world. More and more people are flocking to this approach to try to find out how it can help them live more fulfilling, more present lives. And we're not talking about people who are having trouble necessarily, but well-functioning people who simply want to learn how to really tap into their own potential and get the most out of life. It's for you. It's for your loved ones, your spouse, your children, your co-workers, your family. This is something that can benefit you. I urge you to check out the website, to sign up and join us, and hopefully we'll see you there. If you can't make it, of course, we will at least hopefully see you again soon for another Thrive in 5.